Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe classified 112 scaled Torpedo. Here's the box. I dig in the artwork. It has some very interesting parts of the artwork here. Not only how you have the figure, but he's standing on a sub, which is very awesome. And then the tube worms from the cartoon. It's definitely a really nice touch. But for all you package collectors, here's the packaging. Recommend for ages 4 and above. This is a plastic-free packaging, which everybody hates. There's a warning: small parts, tricky hands are for ages 3 and under for all your little collectors, so be careful. They are our future. Shows the weapons you get. I love to see, can't wait to see that spear gun, I should say. Nice artwork here, all geared up on the right there. The insignia on the bottom. There's a nameplate, the Hasbro logo. And the packaging looks like this. And here's the back of the packaging, looking pretty good. This is number 73 in the line. There's the name. Torpedo 6 foot tall, showing the figure in all his gear. What's interesting, looks like they added some paint to the accessories. If this is true, it gives those weapons ownership to the character, which I'm loving that idea. And hopefully all of the gear fits on Torpedo. Here's a bunch of crap no one cares about. Do like these little product shots here. I think it's a very cool idea to show off all the features and a great selling point. There's the side of the box. Very cool artwork. I love it. It looks great. A spear pointing with the little twinkle on the end. Very nicely done. There's the other side of the box. QR code. Those little stats. Very cool. Here's the top of the box, bottom of the box. UPC, if you want to pause that, you can. You do get this cardboard crate. Too bad it's not a better quality cardboard or plastic. And there's Torpedo inside his cardboard prison. Looks pretty interesting. I can't wait to check him out. And here we have Torpedo outside the packaging. It definitely fits the Da Vinci's look. He has his black and gray dive suit, and it has some nice red touches throughout, which we'll take a look at here in showcase. The head sculpt really stood out to me. That, well, I should say face sculpt, because it looks really good. So let's get a close up of that. Okay, here's that head sculpt, face sculpt. Looks pretty good. Looking closer at it, he does have some big lips, in my opinion. Big nose, but I mean, it's a decent sculpt. I mean, I don't think it really captures the cartoon look. It looks like a different style of sculpt to the face versus our cartoon version of Torpedo. You can see that he has the head wrap around his head. It's just all black, nothing really to see. You see his ears are sculpted in, pretty good. He has his harness on, 2 red pouches there, little black paint there, little black pouch, little connector piece there for his harness. The back of it is just all gray and a little off-centered. So I have to line that up to get his gear on, his tanks. Other than that, we have the gray stripe down the back, a couple gray little pockets, black belt, and mix and match the black and the gray. And they have a little bit of red here on his belt. And they have the gray pouches here on the front. We do have a, there it is, a thigh pad here with a, looks like maybe a knife. And then we have another one here. It's just a thigh pad with 3 pouches. No paint. This is a shame. Could have brought that out a little bit with a little bit of like a wash or something. Here on his arm, he has some kind of device. That's very nice. Nice little wall side decal there. Nothing on that arm. Other than that, that's it. Just a basic diving buck figure that we'll probably see again. I really hope we can get Torpedo. I'm sorry. I really hope we can get Wetsuit, because I think it'd be, what we definitely need to set that figure off is a 2 head sculpts. We need one as unhelmeted head, and then with that iconic diver's helmet that he has. I hope we get both and not just the one, or if they go for an original version of a wetsuit. All right, so let's go check him out here. We have his head does turn 360 all the way around, very smooth. You can look down, you can look up. Got the side to side look. Pretty nice range of motion there. No articulation, and then, oh, maybe there is. It's really hard to get that neck to move. So we do have articulated neck there. It looks like it rotates and it moves side to side, back and forth too. So you have like a double move the neck. Let's see here. Move the neck down, head up. Definitely give you a better range of motion. The arms are on a ball joint. They rotate 360. Do have butterfly joints, so that's good. Arms go up to get the T-pose, maybe just a little above. Bicep here at the top, so 360 rotation. We have the double jointed elbows. It's good. Oh, he can touch his head. That's really good. Wrist, 360 obviously. And which one do we have here? I can't see the joint, so let's see here. Oh, this one's the up and down. So you have this up and down like that. And this one's the same. So definitely, but the range on the elbows are just perfect. So we have a ab crunch. And then obviously you can go back. And then you have the waist, which is a 360 all the way around. And you can do some side to side motion. Pretty cool. Drop down hips. And let's see if he can sit in a boat. He sure can. Look at that. That's very nice. Very, very nice. Pressability for the legs are fantastic. There's nothing getting in the way. That's why. I mean, there's nothing. There's no belt, no special sculpting or anything. So, wow. Talking about Van Damme. Wow. That's really good. We have the thigh cut 360. We have the double jointed. Double jointed knees, which are kind of stuck. Oh, well, that might need some heating. But let's see the other one. Can I get both? Now the top one doesn't want to come down. Yeah, the knees are very tight, so we'll definitely check your knees so you don't break them. I think this is a fan favorite one out of the wave, so be careful. He might be a little harder to get if you didn't pre-order him, and if you break him and get another one, it might be a little difficult. We have a boot cut right there. Feet pivot down, feet pivot up, side to side. Pretty good range of motion there. Look how flat you can get his foot. Just on his back foot, for example. Pretty good. That's what you need for like a good ninja figure. For nice posability like that. Now for posability, he definitely can take a look at that gauge he has on his wrist. That's really cool. That's a nice looking picture right there. That's really very nice. I'm really glad that that's something we can do with the feature that he has on his arm. Alright, with that being said, let's take a look at that paper locker, see what we got. Inside there we have this. And tear this, be very careful when you tear this open, make sure your pieces are there, because sometimes you get very little pieces and they do fly, or you miss them trapped in a corner, or whatnot. Just gotta dump this out. One thing that I find out about these figures is not always have all the accessories shown on the box. I've seen that in a couple of different figures. So let's start taking a look at some of these smaller pieces that I was talking about that can get trapped. Like, here's his knife. It does have that nice red paint on it, maroon paint. Nice grip. Pretty cool with the black blade. I think I'd rather have a silver blade, but yeah, it's not a deal breaker. Pretty cool. Hands are pretty soft. Definitely no issues there. Seems like to be a good tolerance. Let's take a look at his blade. See what we get. His thumb kind of got mashed a little bit there. Not too bad. That's how that looks. Pretty cool. And of course, if you don't like that look, we can do the upside down flip knife, and he can go upside down. It's kind of how it holds, kind of to a back angle. Looks really good. Yeah, that's very cool. And then of course he does have a knife sleuth here, which keeps wanting to go upward for some reason. And let's see how it fits. It fits really nice, and it's pretty snug, so it won't fall out. So that's how that looks. It looks really good, and I like how that red shows up against the black. Next up, we do have his gun. Small SMG. A little flexible. It's kind of solid, but not as solid as you would hope. It's not warped or anything. That's good. Nice rail system. Obviously, the clip is missing. Just a black gun. Here's our clip. This is the kind of stuff that gets stuck in a corner of those bags. So, and that just gets inserted like that. And there you have it. It looks very, very cool. And you should be able to hold this pretty nicely. So we get that trigger. Oh yeah, there you go. That's very nice. Nice and close. Looks very cool. We do have a drill barrel, so it looks like we can put some blast effects in there for when he's makes his initial assault from the ocean, or in combat in his Zodiac or Devilfish, whatever. But we have getting for G.I.JOE Navy figures. I think the Fortnite boat, if you guys are lucky enough to go to your local Ollie's and get those things for like $14.99, I think that was probably the deal of the year in my opinion, because those things were like, what, $90 or something at one point. So this accessory I really wanted to see was this harpoon gun, because this had that rope on the end. Looked pretty interesting. Here it is. I must say I'm disappointed. It doesn't look bad sculpted. Got the silver head, which is nice. Had the paint. The little rope on the back is not what I expected. And here's my biggest issue with it. Maybe we can have a corner shot harpoon gun. As you can see, very terribly flexible. They need to fix this. This is retarded. But there's a sculpt at least. Sorry guys, I'm just a little disappointed in that, because I was really looking forward to Torpedo, and I seen this the way the product. So that's what I like about product images. They make you think you're going to get some amazing pieces, and then for your collection, let alone, accessories are part of your collection. I mean, because sometimes I'll buy a figure just for accessories, especially if it's on clearance. I don't really care about the figure. You get those amazing one-of-a-kind accessories like G.I.JOE is known for. Like, you don't get those accessories anywhere else. There is with this harpoon gun. So, maybe a little bit of heat. Be able to stretch that out, or straighten that out, I should say. And then you can definitely get a two-handed wield if you want to. It's really hard to do it through the camera, because it's just, with a soft plastic like that, it's almost impossible. But you can get a two-handed wield, which is unbelievable. So this part, I guess we can maybe hang on his wrist. I'm not sure how far that's going to fit. To put on his shoulder, maybe. I guess you can get it up there. It gets so tight around the bicep, and that's about it. You're going to get about right there, which is kind of retarded, I guess. So don't see anywhere else you can hang that on his person. I'm not sure if he has a place for his tanks or not. Maybe it goes on there. We'll find out here in a second. We'll take a look at that and see what happens. Here we have his tanks. No, it doesn't look like there's nowhere to hang that. What's this? Not sure what that is. We'll find out here in a second. But black tanks, very interesting. Sculpt, black pad, which just goes on his back here. Peg hole. Kind of got to line that up. That wasn't too bad, huh? So that's how that looks. You see there's 2 holes on the side, probably for his breathing apparatus. See, this is his top piece, his mask and breathing regulator and hoses. We have the gray eyes, goggles, gray vent, a little red there on the sides. The tubing is very flexible, and then we have this strap that goes over his head like this. Very easy, and then simple. And then I come around the back. They seem to have these perfect lengths. They plug in very easily. That's not too tight. It's not going to break from removing it 50 times or more. But that's how that looks. Pretty cool. I like it. Top of it. Yeah, that's actually not bad. I'm not sure if I'm digging the gray on the goggles. A clear would have been beautiful, I think. Because if it was clear, you could see the eyes. And I think that would have been, man, that would have been the seller of that figure. Really, really, really nice. So moving around to the back here, let's take a look at that little connector piece on the bottom. It's like you can hold anything that will just fit inside that diameter of this. Kind of like, well, maybe not. Maybe it's not for that. Maybe this piece here, you can kind of squeeze it in between. I guess anything will kind of fit there. I don't like the crossed. I wish there was more like a, it hurt not to put a little clip right there. Of course not. But maybe I'm just like, actually hold this small SMG a little better than that harpoon gun. So, alright, so I'm going to take that off so we don't lose it. We'll take a look at his last 2 accessories. He's getting a little top heavy, I think, on this figure. So, got to get that right proportions. Okay, so the last 2 accessories I will do together because it's a pair, obviously. We have his flippers. Very soft plastic. Which, you know, for what they are, it makes sense. But like for, you know, warping, that just sucks. But decently sculpted. I like to have the red in there. You know, breaks up the figure. Black underneath, and does have the holes. So if you want to put a stand on him, you don't have to worry about like is there a right and left? You don't have to worry about trying to display your figure without his flippers, because you can put the hole right there and then a stand on right through it. And let's see if we get the other one. I'm not sure if there's a right and left of this. It kind of looked like there was, but I'm not totally sure. There's the bottom. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, with the nice articulation, so we can get the swim look. That's how they fit. And then obviously, you know, we can get that really nice swimming by. Look, articulation on his head. Oh, this pulls his mask off. So, if you were just dive in. Pretty cool. And it works out really nice. So, now will he stand with his flippers on without a stand? You would think that would help him. It does. Because with the extra surface area, definitely give him better balance. And the plastic's not that soft to where it will fall over. So it will sustain him at least. So it's pretty nice. Alright, so one good thing out of this is that he can hold all of his accessories. As long as he's holding 1 or 2 of his weapons, everything else fits on the figure. You can obviously swap out the harpoon gun for his SMG on the back, but he can hold everything. So when you do your display, if you do display your figures, you can have him holding all his gear and it won't get lost and it'll be all together. Very cool. So here's a comparison with Torpedo and Shipwreck, which I think is an important comparison because they are both seamen, and so you're probably going to have these guys on the mission together. So I'm hoping, you know, we get that wetsuit It'll be really nice. In deep 6 maybe. It'll be interesting how they do that very large bulk dive outfit that he has from the vintage. That's going to be definitely a deluxe figure. But that's how they look. I think they look good together. Very cool. I think I'm going to do a video with them at the Fortnite video, a very short one, if you want to check that out. Don't forget to look for that. Pros and cons of Torpedo. It's nicely sculpted. It gets the job done. It looks good. The face sculpt initially from a distance I liked it, and then I noticed the nose was kind of, and the lips kind of out of proportion, kind of big in my opinion. The joints are good. I need like heating on my knees, but that's kind of be a common thing anymore. But their range of motion is beautiful in this figure. Good articulation, really good once you get it functioning. It's only the knees obviously, but the arm articulation is very nice. I'm happy with it. I'm not as excited as I was when I see the pro-like images. The cons is got to be the plastic used for, at least the harpoon gun is the worst. It's warped. The flippers are okay. I mean, I get that. That makes sense. But that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Other than that, he's a good figure. So if I had to rate him out of 8 out of 10, I'm sorry, out of 10, I give him like an 8. He's definitely worth picking up. $24.99 is the retail price. I got him from Hasbro Pulse pre-ordered like when they first went up, and I think they're sold out as of today, which is like what, the 15th of July, 2023. So check your other favorite outlets; they might have some. Hope you guys liked this review. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next review.